Welcome to Business Purpose and Clarity with Petri. I'm your host. We talk about startup life, insights, practical tips, mistakes, failures, and everything between. Building a company is a lot about hiring people, finding the talent to grow with your company. It's not a clear-cut case where it's easy to find exactly the skills you need at the time. The more important, more key the role, more important it is that you find exactly the right persons. But what is that exactly? That's the hardest part, because there is no ideal person who can do the job in a way you describe it, or would be ideal for the company from perspective of the talents what you already have and the competencies you're missing. So it's always a compromise. When you're growing, when you're doing stuff, there's obviously the pain that, okay, I need to do now something I should not do because we don't have that person. Or we just cannot do anything because we don't have the skill set at the moment. So it's a rush job in a way to find the person oftentimes as well. But good people don't queue outside of your company. They're not waiting for you to put the sign that, hey, we are open for business, please apply now. If you take someone just because you need it and you have a pain to do something, oftentimes what I have found out is that you will regret it dearly afterwards. Because if it's not a good match, if the person is not a good match for your company, maybe they're really good at some other company, but not in the company or not in the role you've been planning to have them. You take them, it takes time to train them. It takes a little bit of time to figure out whether they are good or not. And if you start to get the feeling that, okay, this is not a really good match, then you are in a situation where you need to do something about it. You are not actually getting the stuff done, which was supposed to be done. Time is going. You probably have to start to look for another person and fire the person who is at the moment filling the position. So you having now the trouble of losing time, losing money, still not getting the job done, and also the uncomfortable position of letting someone go. This is the reason why it's better to not fill a position if you're not feeling comfortable about the person, or if you have a gut feeling that some intuitive sense that this is not exactly what we are looking for, or I'm not sure about the person. It's always better to say no if you are in doubt. In the process of recruiting, this is regular stuff. Hopefully you already know that, but in case it's news for you, you hire for the strengths. You're looking for the skill sets, the talents, what you need, and you're looking for the best person who already have those. So ideally they should already have done it before. So you are not actually making them to do something they haven't done already. A lot of time that's not the case. So people want to do new stuff, or they want to learn or progress in their career. So they are not exactly in the stage where they have already done it, because it's kind of boring to do something you already done. Ideally, from the company's perspective, you should have someone like that if they're still motivated to do it. But you should never just hire someone who is average, who is not really good at what you need, because then there's no chance that you will have a stellar performance and really have a great employee doing amazing stuff. You are skipping out the amazing stuff if you're just getting someone who is average. While you're recruiting, look for those key components where they are really critical, that they are there. And if you miss them, then it's easy to pass, because then it's just wishful thinking. You're not finding those qualities needed. This is hard to admit. Remember, you are in a time pressure to find someone. Not everybody is knocking on your door and waiting to get recruited. So you're like, okay, is this person good enough to do the job? It's still better to be without them being in the jam I described a few minutes ago. Keep that in mind when recruiting, and be brutally honest. It's good to have other people helping you get the evaluation, those people you trust, so that you're not making the mistakes, because it's really expensive to do mistakes with people. But hey, it's still life. It happens. Better if you can learn and do better next time.